Well then, hey.
All right, so it looks like we have
Matt Vanden Heuvel versus Eric Hennig.
That's
Two of my
definitely
homeboys.
not who is playing there. I think they messed up the names.
Eric Hennig and
That's
someone.
Eric Henning and
Rounds up. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go play in your.
And then I'll come.
That is definitely not Matt Van Heulen. That is Yuyang something.
do we have any more viewers?
It definitely is not.
We have about 143, but I don't know. It's been like that for a while.
Okay. The ARG guys probably left. Jim made an announcement.
So we have Eric Henning on the right there. He came first place actually at the Toronto Regionals that happened about 3 weeks ago, roughly. And we have Yuyang here on the left here. I don't know what either of these players are playing. I think Eric was running maybe Shaddoll Artifacts. I think, but I don't know what he's been running today. So let's see what he's got today. Packing up his sleeve. Yuyang rolls a 3, and there's the handshake, and we're gonna get ready to start.
Yeah, from Dutch to Asian. Yep.
So Yang Huang is here, and he's running Shaddolls.
Who is?
Yuyang is running Shaddolls, and Eric's also running Shaddolls.
Looks like a Shaddoll mirror match.
Shaddol mirror.
Yeah, I love those.
And he's running the dragons. He's running the dragons.
That's not Ching Chang Wong. Come on, man. That's racist.
And Yuyang is running more of a. He's running the artifact. He's running more artifacts in his. So Eric with a rather weak opening of just one set back row, and that's it. No monster set. And so Yuyang opens up pretty optimal with with the mathematician. So he's going to dump Skull Monitor. That gets to dump the beast to draw a card. Pretty satisfying play there for Yuyang. Zoning Mathematician is like one of the best openings that you could do. Yuyang is going to set 1 and 2. Did I see a Call of the Haunted? Yeah, he plays 1 Call of the Haunted in his deck. So yeah, he definitely got one. So it's back on to Eric. He just took 15 to the face. Not a good hit. So he's going to activate Shaddoll Core. Surprising that he didn't activate that when Mathematician decided to attack. Especially if there's a Vanity's Emptiness set on Yuyang's field, too. It's weird how he didn't decide to take that hit. So there's a Denko Sekka.
The dank. Alright, I'm gonna go. I have to. But I gotta go in like 10 minutes anyway.
So Denko Sekka's coming out, and let's see what he's got here. Eric Henning just trying to figure out what can he do now to get to further this play. Now there's a Shaddoll Core, because that Shaddoll Core is technically on the field and not in the back row. And he mains a Puppet Plant of all cards. So he's got Mathematician now on his side of the field. Those are some interesting main deck choices that Eric is making here. And indeed, he does have a main Puppet Plant. He does. It's not miscited. That really is main. Dango Dolls. Just one, though. He just has one. So, it's not a lot. It's just a one little fun tech to have. But yeah, he does main just one Puppet Plant. Eric already having to divulge into his extra deck and just seeing what he can do, because it's presumable that he has to have a fusion card of some sort. looks like he's running a bunch of numbers through his head because. Let's see if he has a win here, and can't activate any of those back rows, unfortunately, for himself either. So let's see what he has. So he's going to activate Shaddoll Fusion. So I'm going to presume the core and the mathematician are going to go, unless he has something else. So the Shaddoll core is going to be one, and the beast is going to be the other. I'm going to assume that this is going to serve as the light for the construct, and I'm indeed correct. So he's going to activate construct effect. He's going to activate beast, of course, and then construct. Oh, and he's also going to activate core. Core is going to get back that Shaddoll Fusion, chaining the beast to draw, and then the construct's going to be chain link 3. Yeah, well, the chain here has to be core or beast can be chain link 1. He can choose, and then whatever has to be chain link 2. Construct always has to be third, because the requirements were met last. The construct hitting the field was the last thing to happen, while in the middle of it all, the core and beast were sent to the graveyard. So their requirements met first, and that's why they have to activate first on the chain, even though they're all optional. So he's going to send El Shaddoll Fusion. The thing about this is he cannot get back El Shaddoll Fusion with that Shaddoll core. Shaddoll core has to bring back that Shaddoll Fusion, if I recall correctly. Draws the beast. And then the Shaddoll core has to get back Shaddoll Fusion, I believe. Has to get back Shaddoll Fusion. They can't forget that. Because he can't get that. He's not allowed to get that El Shaddoll Fusion. But he at least gets it in the graveyard. So that way, if he does lose a construct, then he's able to... He's able to get that El Shaddoll Fusion. Oh, and there's an El Shaddoll Fusion coming out now. And it's going to be Mathematician and Construct going out the door for the Shekinaga. And that's it. It's already over. It's a big OTK right there off the bat for Eric Henning. And that Denko Seka just put in a lot of work right off the bat. You say summon the Denko and then just go off, and you get the win. And he just happened to have the fusion cards to be able to do it. And Eric, and even though in a very long term, was able to pull out a quick Game 1 victory over Yuyang. And hello everybody here, David Bowie here. Vlad's kind of off doing his thing here. So I'm here with Michael Bois, our head judge, and my last broadcast partner from the very last one, Mike. And good to see you on board again, buddy.
How are you?
Oh, it's been a long day though so far, but
it has.
we're still trekking on.
I'm sure people have heard my lovely voice in the background all day.
Yeah, we have heard it a good chunk. I don't know if they can actually hear you say anything in the background. I think maybe a little bit.
You just hear my booming voice. You don't actually make any words out of it.
Just garbled up language, just a little bit.
It's the dueling language, garbled up dueling language. Hello.
Michael Sylvester Wong likes to say hi again. And if you're looking right now there, it's probably showing up a lot already, but there's the ARG Provincial Championships prize support going down there. So there you go.
Yeah, I never really looked into this much yet.
Yeah, we got these new cute little graphics up here now.
Oh yeah, it looks like
a nice little update.
I missed this I missed this today. I've been so busy on the floor that I haven't got the chance to really come spend time with you today.
You could be back. You could be back here eventually.
It was fun. I had a good time, but it was fun for the people today.
Yeah, I understand.
Had a lot of interesting rolling questions. Had a lot of rolling questions that nobody was really excited about.
Yeah, you'll get that a lot.
Yeah.
408, what are you looking at with the calculator? There's the red the thing at the top of the red thing. That's calculator. There's a calculator at the bottom right where there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card slipped in there. Those are calculators. I don't know what else you're trying to look at here.
So how have the matches been today? I haven't got the chance to really watch any.
Everything's been really fast.
Really fast? Just like what we thought was going to happen last time?
Yeah. And we've barely seen any Shaddolls, and finally we get a Shaddoll mirror.
Well, I was going to ask you what the general what you've seen today.
A lot of Burning Abyss and Coforts.
Yeah.
And even Satellars, a little bit of Satellars.
So a lot more Burning Abyss today than what we saw last time. Oh, I'm being summoned away.
All right. So the Denko dolls on Eric's side, and while Yuyang's running the artifact version of it. different styles of the Shaddoll decks themselves. So we're going to see what happens here between the two. As Eric takes a quick game one. Oh, look who's here, my boss.
Hello,
Yeah,
folks.
Noah is back.
Hello, folks. What matchup do we have?
This is Eric Henning versus Yuyang Huang.
Oh. Mirror match.
Yeah, it's kind of a mirror match, yeah.
They both playing artifacts?
He's running, Yuyang is running the artifacts, and Eric's running Denko Seka.
Oh, nice. That card's insane.
It is absolutely insane. So Eric's playing hot right now because he's off the regional win from Toronto. Jeez. And I believe he did top 8, I believe, the last our last YOCC. So Yuyang's going to start with 2 back rows and praying to God that he does not see another Denko Seka.
Eric's writing, man. I gotta talk to him about his writing.
My writing's just as bad. It's just pretty bad. Oh, what do you know? A Denko Seka.
Oh, wow. So unless it's a spell speed 3, nothing can respond to that, correct?
No, that's incorrect. That thing just prevents anything from being activated that's set.
I thought Solemn Warning could negate it.
The reason for that is you got Solemn Warning, doesn't even let it hit the field. In order for Denko Seka's effect to be active, it needs to be on the field.
Oh, fair.
Warning doesn't even
So
let
anything
it
that actually negates.
it just
okay,
it won't
fair.
actually let it. So,
Okay.
So that's why to avoid any confusion, that's why it happens.
Gotcha.
So Shaddoll Fusion's going to come out right off the bat with Yuyang. He's got to sacrifice his Blackluster Soldier, however, but he does get a draw with a Beast, and Construct's going to make a dump here. Possibly Falco.
Does this Denko Senka pass?
Yeah, just summon an attack and pass. Yeah. So he's going to double Squamata.
Interesting.
Draws with the Beast, and then he's going to activate the Squamata to decide to make another dump. And he could go with he has several options here, and he's going to go with a Hedgehog because he probably wants to get a Beast to take that construct off the field after he attacks the Denko Seka, because you don't want to leave an extra deck monster face up against. So you don't want to leave an extra deck monster on the field for a Shaddoll mirror match. Normal play. He's going to attack the Denko Seka. He's going to take 11. Unless he's somehow carrying an Honest, which would really be weird.
I'm really surprised he just did that without any protection.
Well, he can't really do anything anyway because Denko Seka won't let it. He won't be able to do it anyway. So it's just kind of no point for the most part. So he does indeed tribute it for when he gets back to Shaddoll Fusion. So he's got a set. We can presume that's a beast set.
Oh, Yuyang is off to a really strong start here.
Just remember, he can't set cards either when Denko Seka's on the field, so he couldn't really do anything if he could. Oh, that's a Mind Control, and that's probably one of the most dangerous cards in the mirror match, is that Mind Control. And he's going to flip it. Oh, I'm going to draw 2. No, but he's got a breakthrough skill at least to mitigate that damage. Amazing if Eric had a Book of Moon here to at least give him some of that. Or he can even play El Shaddoll Fusion or Super Polymerization.
Yep.
No, he can't Super Poly. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the field for it. So that Mind Control.
Super Poly is only in play? Super Poly is only on.
No,
in play.
it's only on the field.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he could El Shaddoll Fusion could have been possibly, or Book of Moon could have been the only 2 cards he could have played. So, but the big job was done, and that's at least take away the Shaddoll Beast. So Shaddoll Beast attacks the Hedgehog, and it's going to search for a Shaddoll Spell Trap card, most likely. I was going to say El Shaddoll Fusion, but he's just going for the normal Shaddoll Fusion, possibly because he might already have a Shaddoll Fusion there.
Thanks, Leonhardt. I appreciate the info.
Yep. It was a good friend of mine from Ottawa. It was,
Nice.
It's a good friend of mine.
I learned something today.
He's a good man. Shell Core attacks. It's going to be 1450 off. Gotta wonder if Telegraph if there's a no Shaddoll Fusion around there or something. See, the mirror matches are always tricky. It's a big chess game between the back and forth between those two.
It's really key not to have that extra deck card.
Yeah,
The extra deck
you don't want
monster
to leave it
on the
vulnerable.
field.
Unless
eh?
you have something to like protect it or
Yeah.
like prevent them from being able to do anything, like a vanities.
Yeah.
So it's always a big thing that you don't leave that vulnerable. So Shaddoll Core is going to be added to is going to be targeting Shaddoll Fusion there. So Construct's going to be Chainlink 3, Chainlink 2 is going to be Beast, and Chainlink 1 is going to be Shaddoll Core getting Shaddoll Fusion back. So they dump the Hedgehog, draw a card, and then add Shaddoll Fusion in the hand. That's going to be the resolution of the chain. And then Hedgehog will activate in a new chain. So draw your card. And then Hedgehog will activate in a new chain, and he's going to be able to add any Shaddoll monster to his hand. And of course, it's going to be the Beast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because once
the
again,
same play.
we don't want to leave it up on the field. It's true.
Hmm.
So it's presumably he's going to swing for 28. Oh, he's just going to set it. Oh, did he already? Oh, he must have already attacked. Oh, I don't know.
Did he not attack?
I don't know. I don't know if he decided to attack or not. So. So 5 back rows now for Yuyang. I don't want to say it's uncharacteristic, but it's not too often that you see that kind of action happen with Shaddoll. Now we do have to remember that Yuyang is running the artifact engine, so back rows are a little more common for them rather than its Denko Sekka counterparts. So Eric's going to play Sinister Shadow Games in the end phase to send the Squamata, and Squamata's effect will kick in and dump Beast. So Eric just simply wants to draw an extra card.
How crazy would it be if a Danko came into play now?
Ooh, well, he's still got. Yeah, it would be pretty crazy.
Well, you couldn't even Shaddoll Fusion.
It's
You
true.
couldn't do anything.
Yeah, then that's the tricky thing. You don't want that.
Well, Eric's got the cards in his hand, so we'll see what happens. Cheers, brother. You want to sign off?
Oh, Denko's in the graveyard. Oh, okay. He accidentally took a graveyard.
All right, guys. I got a dip. It was a pleasure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed everything. And before I go, I just want to give a shout out to Dylan, who asked me for a shout out on Facebook. So, what's up, Dylan?
What's up, Dylan?
And there's Shaddoll Fusion for the window. Apparently there's a Denko Sekka in somebody else's graveyard that shouldn't be there.
No. Not really. Don't want to break the news. So
So he's done a Falco.
Falco, yeah. See ya.
Always such a good feeling to be able to have a Falco and then get a Shaddoll Beast afterwards. It's always a good feeling because it cycles through your deck so quickly, and then you can, if you discard something that can can trigger off the discard, it just feels that much better.
Well, the one thing with doing that too often though is I've seen a lot of Shaddoll players just run out of Shaddolls and just run out of cards too quickly, especially in the mirror, because the mirror tends to go really, really long.
Yes, it does. Now, this is a peculiar play. Now, he's decided to play Artifact Sanctum.
When did he?
Okay, so he has a breakthrough skill. Right?
So what's the chain here?
So the chain is Sanctum special summons the Molotech, which is fine. Nothing happens. And then Molotech activates, and then chaining breakthrough skill on that window. So window will be destroyed because its effect is it can't be destroyed by card effects, but it got negated, and then Molotech will destroy window. And he did get back a Shaddoll Fusion, I believe, to his hand though. So not that bad, all things considered. So there's the flip of the Beast. And Eric's going to let that go through. So he's going to draw 2, discard 1. What does he want to discard? What is he going to discard? We can't tell. Can't tell what's going to be discarded here. We're going to figure this out. Just a second. Screen keeps freezing a lot. I'm sorry if the screen keeps freezing a lot, everybody.
Not actually saying anything.
let Noah sit there.
Knuckle up, Danny.
So he's going to send a fleece to the graveyard. He wants to special summon that to the field. After summoning the mathematician. And let's see what he can do here with that.
What do you think about Mathematician, Bowie? You think the Mathematician will get hit?
I can see it get hit. I can see it go to 1. It's so powerful a card. It does so much. And it's one of the greatest openings you could possibly have for Shaddolls. So let's say you discard the Shaddoll fusion with that beast. So he's got a lot to play with. I mean, he can go to Arcanite Magician and even bust a couple of those back rows. And he knows that that back row is a Falco. So he's instead just going to pop it with Felice and pop the Falco. Middle of the breakthrough skill, Typhoon, and a Mathematician. So now that Falco is almost a sitting duck and he's not going to be able to get anything off. And looks like Yuyang's trying to run some numbers. He does have at least... He's 22, 21, and 15 on the board. 15 is going to take out that Falco because it's at 14 defense. But if he has an El Shaddoll fusion, he could probably swing game, assuming Eric has no response to it. So out goes the Falco. Moral Tech is going to get swing in for 21.
And it looks like Eric's got nothing.
He may or may not.
He's thinking.
He can at least take both of those hits and then nothing else afterwards. So if he does play an El Shaddoll fusion, he might be able to chain to it and react accordingly, but we're going to see. So he has to take both of them, and he's going to take both of them. He's going to take 43. It's going to put him down to 1150. And we're going to smell a Shaddoll core. Well, that also works.
Oh, his own core.
His own core, so he does have a defense to it. Something Yuyang was not expecting.
Looks like he's holding an El Shaddoll fusion.
He could very well be, but at the same time, it's not gonna give him game if he does. He can only just get rid of the core. Could you imagine a super polymerization right now? You get a wild card. He could go to Volcasaurus. And he could burn him. But he could be Eric could argue that because it's a trap, that he might not be able to burn. So we have to confirm this with the judges themselves. So they're going to have to take a double check on this. So he's going to do it anyway.
Yeah. He has to find out if it's wrong afterwards.
Yeah. Or maybe he has a breakthrough skill of his own. Maybe he has a counter.
Yep, that's it.
And that's it. And
Going
that's
to 3.
Game. And we're going to have to go back to game 3.
Yuyang, a.k.a. Ken, friends with Boateng. They came here today.
So he's able to at least stretch this to a game 3.
Yep.
The fear of those Denko Sekas. They came out and they kind of wreaked havoc on him game 1. And it almost wreaked havoc on him again, but he at least had the out to it. And then just never looked back. So here we are going to the final round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Open Cash Championships here. And Yuyang Huang versus Eric Henning here in a Shaddoll mirror match, but different Shaddoll decks. We have a Denko Seka versus Artifact Shaddolls. And they're split.
Who do you think has the edge on the play here?
I
With Eric on the play, who do you think has the edge?
I almost want to say Yuyang has the edge here because as the matches go on, like you usually side out Denko Sekas because you're a little more prepared for them.
That's true.
The Artifact engine is just very good overall, and I didn't see any breakthrough skills coming on Eric's side, which isn't going to help a whole lot. While Yuyang is playing the breakthrough skills, and that's actually really good in the mirror match. So Eric has the speed, but Yuyang has the control. So I think Yuyang's going to get it. But, you know.
So the only way for, you think, Eric to come out of this with a W would be going on the aggressive plan.
Maybe get a little more speed. Maybe.
Luck. Yeah.
No. Control will always beat out anything.
But if you get, the thing is, I think he needs to be able to beat him before he can set up, or at least try to set up a big field himself. Because Eric's deck can still do that.
Yeah.
Just not with artifact. Just not as much with the artifact without the artifact engine. He also basically has to out-set up his opponent or outspeed his opponent. Yuyang can just control, because the longer the game goes, the more in favor it goes to Yuyang.
Something I never understood about pile shuffling. If you ruffle shuffle right as you're pile shuffling, you might as well have just shuffled it like that. If you don't pile shuffle properly, it doesn't actually sort your cards.
I never pile shuffle.
I always pile shuffle, but I don't pile shuffle and then shuffle it all together.
So Yu-Gi-Oh! I find different as far as shuffling is concerned. The whole pile shuffling thing I found is less relevant compared to other games that are more resource based. Is that you get clumps of resources you need to have sorted and separated, which pile shuffling does help prevent.
Well, you have to get rid of a lot of clutter.
Yeah, well, not to mention that like Pokemon and Magic run like 60 card decks as opposed to Yu-Gi-Oh! We're running 40.
Yeah,
There's a lot smaller scale.
Yeah.
So the clumping can happen more in Yu-Gi-Oh! As opposed to Magic and Pokemon.
I find the format right now, though, especially these two decks, they're fairly consistent enough. Like the density of consistency that they want to see in their opening hand.
Usually there's not a whole lot of bricking that does happen in Shaddolls. I mean, you can get your like too many monsters or too many spells. That happens. That can happen with any deck, but these decks don't tend to do that much. They will slow roll, but they have immense control. And can explode at the drop of a dime, too. So Eric's going to open up with a Mathematician. Dump Squamata. So you dump the Falco, or he's going to dump Falco?
Yeah, that's a good start.
A Falco, or usually it's that or Beast, but perhaps he's got a Sinister Shadow Games in his hand, so he can make the big power play.
This helps with the whole. This helps with the whole aggressive plan.
Yep.
Back row for some protection. We'll see where this goes.
The one breakthrough, one sinister is what you're saying?
I don't know what it is. I don't think he has breakthrough skill, but I believe there's a Sinister Shadow Games set.
Maybe that's what I saw. Maybe.
So Mathematician. So Mathematician is going to be the first card that drops on Yuyang's side.
We do see a breakthrough skill.
Okay, so Eric does play the breakthrough skill.
2020.
Says the man. Says the man with glasses.
Yeah, I know, right? The only guy here with glasses saw that breakthrough skill. So he's got a BLS in his hand.
That's definitely a big killer.
What else can I see?
And that breakthrough skill also help be handy for any artifact sanctums that come his way.
This is what happens when you bend. You can see cards like instantly.
So he's going to attack the face down, and let's see if it's actually Sinister Shower Game set. Or if he's just going to let it go and just special summon the Squamata.
I didn't see what it was.
Alright, so it is the Falco, and he's going to get Squamata. So maybe he doesn't want to show it's a Shadow Games because, well, in fact, that he has a Squamata that can just take out that Mathematician and won't let him draw. So he's going to flip that Squamata and take out that Mathematician. So no draw. So
No.
that Mathematician just baited out virtually just the breakthrough skill.
No back throw from Yuyang.
And maybe the set
Just
Sinister Shadow Games.
completely
if he has
bare.
He's going super good.
Yeah.
And
There's no back row.
There comes a
Yeah.
collapse.
Might as well go crazy.
No problem. And he could even potentially finish this off too if he's carrying an El Shaddoll Fusion. But he's just got a Shaddoll Fusion. But here's the dangerous thing about this now is that he can get Construct and he can dump both the core and the El Shaddoll Fusion. So he can get back that El Shaddoll Fusion and make a couple attacks and go. And he also has to search with that Wiver Buster to get a Collapse Serpent. So he could potentially OTK his opponent right now if he can figure out this play. If he dumps a Shaddoll Fusion and a core right now, he can get that El Shaddoll Fusion back. Also search with that, get the Collapse Serpent, which he can summon. So he can swing with all three and then go El Shaddoll Fusion for Construct, and that's for Construct and for game. He can do that.
See what he does.
But he can do it,
Is he
unless
doing it?
Turn 2.
unless he's either sided it out or he's got the core set.
He sided what out?
The Shaddoll core.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't look like he has it, or he just doesn't see it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see indeed.
Yeah.
Or maybe it could be a Shaddoll core set, but if the Shaddoll core is set, but he might be able to finish it off anyway. So he attacks with the mathematician for 15. Clap serpent, and then there's 28 there on the construct. Putting him down. And okay, so we already had it set.
That's game.
So we already had it set, which makes a whole ton of sense. And it's going to go window. Another construct.
That's it.
And that is
Wow. So exactly what we thought needed to happen.
And the super polymerization. So Eric did have game after all.
Look at the smile.
He's a happy man.
Oh, that man! The first thing he said to me today is like, "Noah, I'm coming in. I'm going to win this tournament today." So he's officially in top 8 with this win.
Yes, he is.